안녕하세요. 넥스트챌린지스쿨 최진규 교장입니다. 저희 혁신대학을 낱낱이 파헤치는 시리즈 두 번째 소개해드릴 대학은 인도네시아로 오늘 한번 가보도록 할 텐데요. 인도네시아의 제2의 수도라고 불리는 수라바야에 위치한 찌푸트라대학. 사실 우리 한국 학생들이나 학부모님한테 많이 생소하실 수 있는데, 찌푸트라 그룹은 인도네시아 재계 5위, 인도네시아의 부동산 재벌이 설립한 대학이고요. 기업가정신, 그다음에 창업, 굉장히 특화되어 있는 세계적으로도 유명한 대학 중 하나입니다. 저희 찌푸트라 대학의 설립에 대해서 말씀드리기 전에 먼저 인도네시아의 어떤 상황에 대해서 좀 공감대를 높여보려고 하는데, 인도네시아 인구가 2억 8천만 명, 아세안 인구의 절반이 인도네시아에 있고요. 그리고 이 인구 중에 60%가 35세 이하 청년입니다. 근데 청년 실업률이 거의 20%에 육박하고 있고요. 이렇게 많은 청년들이 쏟아져 나오는데, 이 많은 청년들한테 양질의 일자리를 제공을 해줘야 되잖아요. 그러려면은 400만 개의 기업이 필요하다. 당장 2035년까지 ciputra 회장이 이러한 문제의식을 시작으로 ciputra 대학을 만들어서, ciputra 대학의 사실 슬로건은 Creating World Class Entrepreneurs, 전 세계 수준의 기업가를 양성하는, 오로지 인도네시아의 미래를 위한 기업가를 양성하는 데 집중하고 있는 대학입니다. ciputra 대학이랑 저는 인연이 좀 오래됐는데, 2018년도에 이제 처음, 그 당시는 수라바야 본교로 가지는 않았고 자카르타에 ciputra 기업가정신 센터가 있었어요. 한국 학생들을 데리고 현지 인도네시아에 있는 대학생들이랑 같이 교류 프로그램을 하면서, 그 당시 사실 우리나라에는 스타트업이란 용어도 굉장히 생소할 시기였는데, 너무나 체계화된 기업가를 양성하는 어떤 5개 모듈의 커리큘럼을 가지고 학생들을 위한 교육과정 운영하는 거 보면서 이렇게 정말 혁신적인 대학이 있다. 또 인도네시아는 사실 저희 나라에 없는 데카콘도 있고, 스타트업 생태계가 굉장히 더 빠르게 발전하고 규모 면에서도 굉장히 잘 형성이 되어 있는 나라였구나 생각을 했고요. 마음속으로 찌푸트라에 대한 어떤 계속 호기심과 관심이 있다가, 작년에 저희가 혁신대학 서밋, 그래서 전 세계에 있는 혁신대학 14군데를 한국에 저희가 초청을 하면서, 그중 이제 찌푸트라의 기업가정신 학과 학장 교수님을 초대를 하면서 지금까지 이렇게 또 같이 여러 개 프로젝트를 진행하는 인연을 이어나가고 있습니다. 제가 이제 창업을 강조를 해서 ciputra 대학이 그럼 스타트업 학교냐? 그렇진 않고요. 굉장히 8개 학부가 있는 종합대학이고 의과대학까지 가지고 있습니다. 그런데 ciputra 대학의 커리큘럼 혁신적인 이유는, 전체 이제 8개 학부가 있지만 기업가 정신 학부가 별도로 있고요. 의과대학이든 아니면 비즈니스 전공이 아닌 학생들도 모두 이 기업가 정신 학부의 기초 교양 과목들을 필수로 의수를 해야 됩니다. 어떠한 학문을 배우든 간에 그 기반에는 문제를 해결하고 사회를 혁신하는 기업가 정신에 대한 철학에 대한 공감대, 이게 이제 전체 교육 철학에 깔려 있습니다. 그리고 실제로 ciputra 대학의 기업가 정신 학부는 굉장히 체계적인 기업가를 육성하는 5개 모듈로 이루어져 있는데, 첫 번째 같은 경우는 그라운드 브레이크, 정말 말 그대로 공감대를 높이고 감각을 깨우는, 왜 기업가 정신이 중요한지. 그 다음에 이제 감각을 깨운 다음에 아이디어를 낸 다음에 두 번째는 비즈니스 모델 크리에이터, 정말 비즈니스 모델을 현실에 기반해서 한번 만들어 보는 거죠. 그 다음에 이제 entrepreneurship 레벨 3으로 가면 executive, 이거를 실행해 보는 거예요. 그래서 실제 프로토타입을 만들어 보고 고객들이랑 소통을 해보고, 그 다음 단계로 갔을 때는 이노베이터, 본인들이 이거를 실행해 보면서, 또 ciputra는 길드 시스템이 있어서 길드가 있고, 따지면 이제 뭐 동아리, 뷰티는 뷰티 길드, 헬스케어는 헬스케어 길드, 이렇게 나누면서 실제 산업 분야별의 전문가들이랑 같이 소통하면서 내가 생각했던 아이템이 실제로 산업 현장에 어떻게 혁신적으로 적용이 될지 현장 중심의 교육을 진행하고, 마지막 이제 5번은 글로벌로 나아가라. 우리 인도네시아에만 아니라 글로벌 플레이어가 되는 entrepreneurship 5개 단계로 커리큘럼이 이루어져 있습니다. ciputra는 지금 미국 카우프만 재단이 글로벌 기업가정신 네트워크를 전 세계에 운영하고 있어요. 인도네시아의 공식 파트너로 이제 활동을 하고 있고, 내부에서도 사실 전국에 350개 이상의 대학과 지속적으로 이런 기업가를 육성하는 프로그램을 협력을 많이 하고 있고요. 또 ciputra 대학이 사실은 대학만 있는 게 아니라, ciputra 회장의 어떤 그런 기업가 양성하는 철학은 유치원 때부터 시작해야 된다. 그래서 시푸트라 대학, 시푸트라 고등학교, 중학교, 심지어는 유치원 때부터 기업가정신을 가르치는 학교들을 운영을 하고 있습니다. ciputra 대학의 학기당 130에서 220만 원. 굉장히 저렴하죠. 인도네시아 현지의 물가가 반영이 된 학비입니다. 영국, 미국 우리 좋은 대학교 너무 많죠. 근데 사실 최근에는 비용도 만만치 않고 또 안전, 마약이라든지 사회적인 문제들도 많이 있어서 ciputra 대학을 가고 싶은 학생은 2억 8천만 명이 살아 숨쉬는 아세안 절반의 인구가 있는 그 인도네시아. 사실 아세안 국가들이 굉장히 빠른 속도로 성장하고 있어요. 현재는 어떤 물리적인 환경은 결핍할 수 있어요. 그런 불편함 속에서 새로운 기회를 발견하고 본인의 도전하고 싶은 기업가 정신, 그런 기회를 발굴하는 거가 적성에 맞고 개척하는 어떤 열정, 의지가 있는 학생들한테 추천하고 싶은 대학입니다. 실제 ciputra 대학에서 실제로 원하는 인재상은 저희가 기업가정신 학부의 데니스 학장님을 오늘 특별히 또 모셨는데요. 직접 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
So we do have a lot of questions regarding what Ciputra University and what type of students they're looking for and your personal experience as well. So why don't you introduce yourself to our audiences since you have a lot of experiences in entrepreneurship education and also worldwide experiences. So can you tell us more about yourself?
My name is Dennis Cheek, just like on your face in English. And I come originally from the United States, but I've been privileged to work on issues and problems related to entrepreneurship, innovation, creativity, and education in K-12 schools up through university level and including the general population. Over many years, I've worked in large-scale efforts to create entrepreneurship curriculum and curriculum in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I've worked with universities, 65 universities, I guess, in 21 countries or so. I was very eager to work with a group of people from Indonesia who came to the United States as faculty members from an Indonesian university, this university we're talking about, Universitas Ciputra, or Ciputra University in English, founded by a very influential Indonesian entrepreneur who had a large real estate company developing properties all over Southeast Asia, 7 different countries. And he sent 5 of his faculty members to us in the United States when I was the Vice President for Education at the Kauffman Foundation in Kansas City, Missouri, which is the largest foundation in the world focused on entrepreneurship.
Okay, so that sounds very intriguing.
But he's an entrepreneur. And he's an entrepreneur who really started from nothing, quite literally. He grew up in one of the smaller islands of Indonesia. The Japanese, during World War II, took away his father when he was just a young boy, and they never saw his father again. So he started as a small businessman, helping people develop real estate ideas and concepts, and then from this, his company began to grow and grow and grow over time. He ultimately established several different companies. By the time I met him, at his home in November of 2009, they had built in over 70 cities across Indonesia. They had developed 1/4 of the present-day city of Hanoi in Vietnam, right out by the airport. And this was a man of just tremendous vision. So within a few minutes of talking to him, he was describing his vision for Indonesia and telling me we need 4.4 million new entrepreneurs for this young and surging youth population of Indonesia who can create jobs, bring hope to people and to families in a country that is huge, 5,000 miles from one end to the other. If you put Sumatra in England, the other end of Indonesia is in Afghanistan. So this is an enormously complex country, 17,000 islands, 6,000 inhabited islands, 700 plus languages, 1,300 ethnic groups, enormous cultural diversity, cuisine that's unbelievable and varies widely from one place to another. And right in the middle of this all is Ciputra, a fantastic entrepreneur who had as a vision for entrepreneurship across the entire country.
I guess that was like an intense job interview also. Like what made you decide that you wanted to relocate to Indonesia, right? You're not from Indonesia, right? So
Right.
what is that one thing that drew you into working at the Ciputra University?
Yeah, I began to work with them in November of 2009. I was their graduation speaker at Universidad Ciputra at their first graduation in 2010. I came back in 2011 as another graduation speaker. And over a process then of 15 years, I had provided advice. I would give advice at a distance. Many times I would visit them. I would teach. I would give lectures. I would work with faculty around curriculum issues and how to teach about entrepreneurship and innovation effectively. And so in October of 2024, I came to them to teach for 4 weeks. And I left with a contract in hand to move to Indonesia full-time and to begin working with them starting in January of 2024. So I've just finished my first year there, working at the university. And I'm the Dean of the School of Entrepreneurship and Humanities and a university-wide professor of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Our particular school works across all of the university. We also work across the entire country of Indonesia. And that was Mr. Ciputra's wish, that we would actually impact and continue to influence developments across the entire country, all the way from children up through mature adults, elders, people in their elder years, where it's still not too late to launch a new venture and start something new.
You mentioned you're finishing the first year working at Ciputra University. What's your feeling like working with these young entrepreneur mindset students? What's your experience working with the students?
We try to give students really hands-on experience. So while you're a student with us, you must plan a venture, and you're strongly encouraged to actually try to launch the venture while you're still a student at school. And for that, we have an incubator. We do a lot of activities where you go out into the community and you try to sell something, for example, and you learn about these people called customers who are very difficult to deal with sometimes and very demanding and have high expectations. But we also encourage, as Mr. Ciputra himself encouraged, all different forms of entrepreneurship. So there's profit maximizing businesses as an option. There are public-private ventures you can do between the government and private citizens or private companies. There are forms of cultural entrepreneurship, which is a very big thing in Indonesia because we have so many different cultures with different products, different batik designs, for example, wonderful different cuisines. People launch different kinds of fusion restaurants where they create dishes, new dishes, out of these different blends of spices. It's the home of the Spice Islands, so world famous and wonderful things. And also people who want to launch a creative venture or people who want to engage in social entrepreneurship in the nonprofit arena. Our medical school has a focus on particularly social entrepreneurship as it results to issues like public health and trying to make for a healthier Indonesia, because young people and other people in Indonesia, their health is not what it might be, and healthy minds are due to also healthy bodies. And you really need good nutrition and you need very good interventions when you're young. There's a problem in Indonesia with young people who are stunted in their growth because of inadequate nutrition. So that's a social enterprise problem. It's not going to be solved directly by any single entity. It has to be solved by a lot of different people from different sectors working together.
Sounds the entrepreneurial experience are very rooted in the diversity of the whole Indonesia, like culture, religion, food, and everything. So it's a very exciting. So today our audiences are more like students or parents who wants to explore new opportunities on the another side of the world. Then do you have any recommendation or advice on what type of students and what kind of students Ciputra University is looking for?
Yeah, if you want to study with us full-time all the way through to a degree, you're going to have to learn Bahasa Indonesian, which is the main lingua franca of the island. It's spoken across Indonesia, but even then, there are many Indonesians who do not speak Bahasa Indonesian. But if you learn Bahasa Indonesian, you can study in any of our programs. If you only speak English and some other language outside of Indonesia, you are welcome to study with us for a semester or even longer in our International Business Management program. We have a bachelor's degree and we have a master's degree in management. You could also study full-time in our medical program. We have a program in English a larger program in Indonesia. But we also have many, many students who come to us just for brief visits. So like this past year, we had 20 Korean students come from a university in Korea. They came for 4 weeks to Indonesia in our summertime. They discovered how hot it is since we're right at the equator.
Yeah.
One of them actually fainted at one point. But they get to return the favor when some of our students come visit their university in your winter in Korea.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll probably have a struggle with the cold here. But they came to experience what is creative and cultural entrepreneurship like in Korea. I mean, in Indonesia. So we took them to various cultural institutions. We introduced them to the world of batik. There's a very famous museum of batik that's been maintained in Indonesia, not too far from us. And they also got to experience, of course, the cuisine, and they interacted with our students who can speak English. Many of our students, of course, if they've gone to international schools, they speak English as a second language. So they were able to converse. They really enjoyed themselves, and they wanted to come back, which we would welcome.
So if you can only speak English, you mean as a bachelor degree in not the medical school, they can only take 1 semester courses, not the 4 degree courses.
Yes, this is true in terms of right now. We are looking to also establish designated minors, where it's like 5 or 6 courses that you could do as a unified unit. And we're thinking about offering them in such a way that if you came for 1 semester, you could actually walk away with a certificate from us of accredited courses you've taken in English, which means we'll have to staff those minors with English language teachers who teach in English. And that'll broaden the opportunities considerably. So I'm hoping we're going to launch that probably later this year, if everything goes to plan.
That's exciting news for Korean students and beyond, I guess. Okay, so thank you, Dennis, for joining us today.
And come and see us. We'll enjoy seeing you.